Let's get it, man. This is Dirty Solo. Shut them down radio. Shut them down radio.
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Let me do an official introduction here for you before we get started. So, for everybody listening right now, this is Six and Solo over at Shut 'em Down Radio and SoundCloud Music Reviews. We have Miss Danielle Black on the line. She is a singer, rapper, entrepreneur, and also, according to her bio, she is somebody with some culinary skills as well.
Yes.
Born in Boogie Down Bronx in New York. We got Miss Black on the line. Give us a little bit of background on your history, and let's get into learning more about you.
Yeah, I am Danielle Black. I'm from the Bronx, New York. And I started wrapping recipes. I was a chef and I started wrapping recipes. And slowly but surely, I started rapping about my life. And here I am.
Nice. So music is what transitions you from the culinary side of your profession?
Yes, I would say so. Absolutely. I mean, I was always into music and, dancing and singing and stuff like that. But when I really started getting into it hardcore, it was really the rapping the recipes was what, putting rhymes together and, listening to old school hip hop beats and, putting that all together. And then I just started rapping about my life, and Danielle Black just grew over time.
Yeah, nice. So I see in your background, it says that you have inspirations from Frank Sinatra to Madonna to Mark Anthony. What are some of your things that who are you listening to right now? Like, what's on your Spotify playlist? Who are you vibing with? Give us some insight on that.
Right now, honestly, I'm not really listening to anybody right now. I have to be honest with you.
Fair.
I'm kind of like in my own bubble. I'm in my own bubble, working on my new album, kind of being like MIA, kind of doing my own thing and doing things business-wise and doing a lot of interviews. My thing is just not replay from an old school like playlist that I've had for like the longest time. But if there's anybody that I'm listening to, I mean, right now, it would be Saigon's new album. And he just came out with a new album, and I'm actually at his release party right now.
Oh, what an honor.
Yes.
Appreciate you dropping by. So that's
good. Exactly.
So you have some of your songs, or actually some of your tracks, I hear you rapping and I hear you singing. So which one came first and which one are you most passionate about?
I wrote a song called I've Fallen and recorded it. That was the first song I ever wrote, and then recorded it and made my first real single. But it was rapping recipes, which was what got me actually into the whole rap game and being a lyricist and things like that.
So then at what point did you shift back over to being a singer, vocalist?
It was just over time. I mean, I think, different beats and things like that, you just kind of transform, and it's really about the beat that comes to you and, what you want to do with it. You're going to sing on it. You're going to rap on it. I don't consider myself a rapper or a singer. I'm an artist. So, I write all types of different things for different genres, and whatever I'm vibing with, whatever I click with is what I go with.
Yeah.
And you can definitely see that on my Solid Gold album, because it's literally trap music along with EDM music, and that's never been done before, and it came out so amazing.
Yeah, I can see that. So how many projects do you have? I did see the Black Diamond project. It was a 2017 project. We got Solid Gold 2018. What is the current project titled?
Like my new EP or from the past?
Yeah, the new EP.
Well, the new EP is called Guardian, and that's pretty much going to be a little bit of country hip hop. I got a few singles on there that are a little bit on the gospel side. But my last EPs, I have 3 EPs. I have one more coming out and a bunch of singles. Okay. And we just released 3 singles this year, so.
Yeah, so I know we have 2 of them that we were featuring. We have You Think You Know Me and also Finish. You want to give us some inspiration behind that? Are those personal stories, or is this more creative writing?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? I apologize.
Oh no, it's okay. What I was saying is that we have two tracks that we were featuring from you. One was called "You Think You Know Me," and another one was called "Finish." So I was trying to find out a little bit background behind these tracks, find out if these are personal stories, if these were creative writing. How would you how would you describe these two tracks?
No, they're definitely personal stories. Most of
Okay.
all the songs that I write have to do with something that I've experienced. So
Hmm.
basically, everything is pretty much an emotional pattern with me, whether it's love or just an experience with a friend. Finished was written about my ex-boyfriend. He was an inside hater. He tried to manipulate certain things, tried to hold up a facade, and tried to act like, he supported me as a woman and what I was about and what I was doing. And he wasn't. And I always picked up on it, and it was always an argument. And it was always something in our relationship that was just a thing. And finally, I said, enough is enough. And the producer that we were working with at the time, showed me this beat. And like you said before, when did you transition and all of that? They had wanted me
Hmm.
to do more of, dance music and stuff like that. And he was like, I'm afraid to show this to you because I know you're going to like it. You're probably going to rock it. And so he did. And I said, give it to me. And that song I wrote strictly about my ex. And, because he was just trying to hold me back from, like some other people in my life have tried to hold me back, thinking like, okay, one day you'll wake up and, you won't want to do this anymore. Or you'll do
Hmm.
something else, or you'll become a housewife or this or that. And I was like, no, like that's not it at all. And I'm not finished. And so Finished was born. Think You Know
Yep.
Me, pretty much almost, similar person, but there was other people, in my life that people just they think that they're sitting across the table from you and they're trying to play a game with you and they think that they have you, but little do they know is that I know the game that they're playing, but I'm playing it off as though I don't. So straight up poker face. So you think you know me, but you really don't, and you're going to lose in the end because I'm aware of the game that you're trying to play.
Yeah. Gotcha. So
And I think it's
what
something that everybody can really
obstacles?
relate to.
Yeah, you're right. You're actually absolutely right. So those sound like you actually faced a number of obstacles. What was one of the toughest ones you've had to deal with over the last, say, I don't know, 4 or 5 years?
The toughest what?
Toughest obstacles that you've had to deal with along your music career over the last 5 years?
I think the toughest obstacle is being accepted. I think that, being an independent artist is, I mean, first and foremost, very hard to be accepted in general. But, everyone in everyday life, I think everyone's just trying to live a life of being accepted for who they are, for what they bring to the table, and not be judged for things because, every day people are so worried about what someone else thinks. And I think that the hardest
Hmm.
obstacle to overcome, and this is something that you overcome with growth and wisdom and just, experience, and you don't need to prove anything to anybody. You really just need to prove it to yourself. So I have to say that dealing with other people's expectations is probably the hardest obstacle.
Hmm. Yeah. So were you performing prior to the whole COVID lockdown, like live?
Uh, oh yeah, yeah. We were performing at
Yeah.
least once a month, if not every 3 months, and we were traveling. So
Hmm. And have you come across what kind of obstacles have you faced in live events? Any experience where the mic just stopped working, the sound drops out?
well, you pretty much know when and where, you can do live sets, as
Hmm.
far as, either singing over your track or, doing it live in the sense where you're not, the beat is playing in the background and you're singing live. I always sing live, but I always have the track playing behind me because there is
Hmm.
always malfunctions. And, I go to so many events and if you don't have a, mic check, anything can go wrong at any point. And there's so many people. I've had this happen to me before, where people hate and people want you to fail if you're good and you look good, and that I'm
Yep.
bringing it to the table, and Someone will go and lower my mic. Someone will go and lower the music. Someone will go and stop the music. Someone will make it go even faster than what it's supposed to be. But it's all good because even though they lower my mic or do whatever, I have a voice, and my voice is going to be heard at any time, anywhere. And I know my lyrics. And if the music has stopped before, and you just keep going, it doesn't matter what happens. Yeah, I'm an entertainer, and I know how to entertain.
Yep, I hear that. Yeah, so how was so I know you came out of the Bronx. How was that growing up for you? Because that's a lot of culture.
Oh my God. I mean, it was a little tough. I'm not gonna lie. I came. I grew up. I'm Italian and Puerto Rican, and I grew up more on the Italian side because the Italian side was very strict. And it was a little rough for me. It still is. You know what I mean? I'm considered the black sheep of the family, and but at the same time, it's really where I was rooted. It's really where all my music came from. The Mark Anthony, hip hop, and I grew from there.
Yeah. So where do you see yourself after the COVID case? Like, what's on your bucket list?
COVID is already over. I've been over it a long time ago. Not even don't even believe in any of this stuff right now. I'm just trying to be positive and kind of have a good mindset for the things and the changes that are happening. I don't think anybody realizes what's really going on, and just because so many people are asleep. But to answer your question, honestly, nothing has stopped in my lane. Even when I was, quarantined and we couldn't go anywhere. I mean, music doesn't stop. You have social media. It's very easy to sit home and write 10 songs over quarantine. You know what I mean? That's your writing time. That's your rebranding time. That's your refocusing time, on any level. So it really hasn't stopped for me. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just continuing what I've been doing. Yeah,
same here. So I worked from home for myself, so it was never a stop and go moment. Yep. So who would you like to work with in the future? Like, is there any names of artists that you just have on a bucket list?
Producing wise, I would love to work with Missy Elliott. If I would I want to do a song with many different people, many different artists. I just like to travel down different avenues and kind of bring something new to the table. I'd love to work with Pink.
Yeah.
I'd love to work with Lady Gaga. And then, I'd love to do a song with Meek Mill. I just have all these ideas and things in my head that I would already have in my vision, in my mind that, things that I would want to do, concepts and things like that.
Yep. So who are some of the producers that you're working with currently, and what is it that you like about their style?
Honestly, I meet a lot of people through social media and Instagram. People will drop me something. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. But the main producer that I've been working with for the past 10 years is Lee Holly, with Lee Holly Productions, and he's up in Peekskill, and that's where I primarily record. And that's really it. I mean, I've worked with Jay Santos. It's really people that I've been surrounded by and who have just been up and coming.
Yeah. So do you, since you have a culinary background, is there one or two favorite dishes? I'm sure you're still cooking, but what is
100%.
What's your one? Give us two or three things that you really love to make.
I mean, I love to bake, but if it comes to food, like my favorite dish that I make is Penne Alla.
And what is that specifically?
So it's basically, the dish Penne alla vodka, correct?
The penne, yes. Yep.
Yes. So I make it with Hennessy.
Oh.
So
that's different.
yeah. So I call it Penne alla. So it's the same thing with a few little twists in it. And like I said, I started rapping recipes, so I created a character called Musical Chefy. And if you go on YouTube, you can see a lot of my old videos. We're revamping the whole thing and doing a whole new production. We're going to be coming out with a new series and a new show next year for 2021. So that's in the work. But if you go on YouTube and you look up Musical Chefy, you can watch the video on Penne alla and you can make it for yourself.
Oh, that's dope. Oh, I see it now. Yeah. Chefy, Cheffy. So you got a lot of dynamics going on. I actually got to check out some of the videos that were posted in your EPK, and they're like top notch, like real theatrical and very thorough in how they were presented. One of the ones that was really interesting to me was Black Diamonds, and that's
Yeah.
the portion of where you're doing the ballad at the theatrical ballad at the beginning, and then you go into the more of the hip hop grime type. That was
Yes.
actually pretty interesting. So, which one was your favorite? Because they all actually had that quality that sets the bar pretty high. So, tell me about Black Diamonds, or another one if you have a different one that is your fave.
Oh my God, Black Diamonds was so much fun to make. I'm a huge fan of Marilyn Monroe, and we started off with the Treasure Trust, which was my first EP. And my engineer at the time was like, you should write a song about black diamonds. You're Danielle Black. Black diamonds are rare. It's like the diamond in the rough, and they're very unique, and they're very expensive because they're so rare. And so finally, like one day, I just came across this beat, and I just kept saying, black diamonds, diamonds are a girl's best friend. And then I'm in the studio and I'm recording it, and all of a sudden the vision came to me, and I was like, oh my God, diamonds are a girl's best friend, Marilyn Monroe, let's do a whole live thing, and, kind of incorporate it. And it was basically our intro for my EP. So we wound up doing a video and incorporated it both, and it worked.
Yeah, it worked. It did. Yep. So, let's see. You got Black Diamond. You got Solid Gold. What are your goals for in regards to places that you may want to perform? I'm sure you've hit up a lot of locations right now, but is there some place you'd want to perform? Is it outside the country, Bahamas, whatever?
I mean, I would love to do something in Europe. But honestly, like I want to kind of travel around the United States as I have been. We've done Miami, we've done Washington, we've done Boston. We want to do, Texas. We want to hit Cali. Because they just only started traveling maybe about a year and a half ago. So, and then when this hit, the quarantine hit, we were going to try to do Cali actually this year. And then we kind of had to hold everything off because even my album was kind of pushed back because, certain people are like, all right, we'll just wait a few months until this whole thing blows over. So everything kind of just got pushed back. So 2021 is going to be the year that, we're going to be out and about.
Yep. Down with that. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a pause. We're going to actually play your track Finish right now. So stay tuned.
Awesome.
And everybody listening out there, don't go anywhere.
Oh, you thought I was finished? You thought I was kidding? Some songs I be spitting, money songs I be singing. I come through with them fresh links, smooth like I'm Wesley, flying like the jet flee. Your jaders don't impress me.
Whoa, what you mean, jaders?
Jealous haters. You walk around like your shit don't stink. You unsuccessful cause your brain don't think. Ideas on your mind but your heart won't think. Close lies and ID but you slip in the ring. You mix, I do it better than you. Prophecy on what I do. Climb to the bullshit I've been through. You're the same old story, ain't nothing new. I'm so rah. You're so nah. You talk blah. I'm so yeah. You don't know why you won't grow. It seems as though you blame me for it all. Oh, you thought I was finished? You thought I was kidding? Some songs I be spitting, money songs I be singing. I come through with them fresh links, smooth like I'm Wesley, flying like the jet flee. Your jaders don't impress me. Italian money, the mattress thing. I buy all the things your dreams don't bring. I bring it to life with the songs I sing. A boss is a boss, a queen or a king. I asked you out 'cause it's acting funny, kissing my ass for that easy money. No cuss here, I'm shining sunny. Knowledge and power is made me study. I'm so rah. You're so nah. You talk blah. I'm so yeah. You don't know why you won't grow. It seems as though you blame me Hit it? No songs I be spitting, money songs I be singing. I come through with the fresh bling, smooth like I'm Wesley, flying like the jet ski. Your jaders don't impress me. I'm so rah rah rah. You're so nah nah nah. You talk blah blah blah. I'm so yeah yeah yeah.
Shut 'em down, shut 'em down, shut 'em down, shut 'em down radio. We're back live with Miss Danielle Black. So we just hit the song. That song is actually pretty fresh. Um, I see what you're saying about some of the collabs that you want to do upcoming. I think you would be a good complimentary artist to any of those artists. So I got a question, and the question is, what kind of motivation would you give to new artists coming up after you? And then, are you doing anything with mentoring any other artists that are also coming up that are younger?
Definitely build a good, solid team. And I mean a videographer, a manager, or someone that's going to put their leg in each door to try to open it to get you in. It's just about being around people that actually truly believe in you, that are not just looking for a paycheck, someone that believes in you, that really knows who you are as a person, what you're looking for, and what you want. Because there was one thing that I have learned over this time is, no one really has your back but yourself. But, you have to associate and build a team with other people. And, not everyone believes in you, and not everybody is going to put their best foot forward for you. So really just and weed them out. If it's not working, you let them go. God's going to bring you someone new.
So when you're writing music, do you pre-record before you go into the studio to get the flow and listen back to it? How does your workflow?
Now I do, because I have built my own studio in my own house. So now I will record and I will test it out and I will do it, before I go up to my main studio and kind of like lay it all out and get the mixing and mastering done. But no, a lot of times, sometimes it's just organic. Sometimes you're just in the studio and you hear a beat and you lay it down in one shot. It just depends, really. You know what I mean? There's as an artist, I don't think that there's really one true method. Me, I'm very versatile, and it's kind of just like it's a hit or a miss. If it happens, it happens, and if it doesn't, it doesn't, and that's okay.
Yep, understood. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We played the first track. We're gonna actually get into the second track. You Think You Know Me. So once again, everybody, stay tuned. Shut 'em Down Radio. This is Six once again back with Miss Danielle Black. Got one more question for you, then we're going to do a few shout outs and close out this segment. I noticed in your background, not only are you an artist, you're an entrepreneur, and you're an entrepreneur, but that's you covered the Chefy show on YouTube. So what else are you delving into as an entrepreneur?
Honestly, probably time goes on, it would be fashion and products and things like that. Definitely real estate. But as far as the industry that I'm in, I mean, it's all about like the fashion and the style and the branding of in that aspect. You know, and then Chefy just comes with a whole slew of product games. So it's honestly, I have so much going on right now. So whatever it's going to evolve in moving forward, I'm definitely going to tap into and get my hands on, because I truly believe in anything that you do in order to get through life. I think everyone should have different avenues of a way to make money.
Yep. Flexibility. That is the key.
Yep.
All right. So at this moment, take the moment to give a few shout outs to anybody that has assisted you along your path and your journey. And you can do that right now.
Yeah, well, shout out to you for having me on your show. So shout out to you and MJ who connected us, because it's definitely we're up and coming. And so shout out to MJ, but shout out to Lee Holly for holding me down all these years. And, you know, shout out to all the people that supported me, has been supporting me along the way, my friends and family. And shout out to Sargon on his new release.
Nice. Appreciate that. We appreciate having you on the show. This was an awesome interview. What I would say is that moving forward, you know, you're welcome to come back on the show. We'll keep in contact with you. You know, if you want to do anything where you send us some merch and we have a few contests for you, we'll do that as well. But for now, this is Six Trumpet and Salo, and this was Miss Danielle Black. She is a singer, rapper, entrepreneur, also a chef and everything else. She got a great future ahead of her. So please stay tuned in, and we will get back to her in the future. All right. Have a great weekend. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. You too.